I've got one that is more of just an opinion, and then I've got one of those you're gonna build me a team ones. So
Ooh.
first off,
Okay.
greatest basketball movie.
Wow.
Ooh. Oh my God. Well, I mean, we could go with the cliche answer and say Hoosiers, right?
I would never go with Hoosiers on either front. I have to separate mine though. Like I have to separate mine into comedy ones, and because Semi-Pro to me is the best basketball movie ever made, but it's not. It's like not really about
Purely basketball.
slapstick. Yeah, it's like there's. It's not. Like, Glory Road was one of my favorites.
Glory Road is solid. Coach Carter.
Coach Carter's good.
Coach Carter is a solid one.
Do you guys know who Samuel L. Jackson is, right? If you've ever seen any movie, he's the black guy. That's who Samuel L. Jackson is. Any movie ever, he's the black guy. Deep Blue Sea, shark ate me.
I'm gonna say Coach Carter purely from a basketball standpoint. Road to Glory is fantastic. I love it, but give me Road to Glory. Or sorry, give me Coach Carter.
Yeah, I mean, you don't just have to break it down into like different parts almost because
categories. Yeah, categories.
Some movies do really good job of like simulating the game when they're actually showing gameplay. They do a better job, and it actually like changes the whole movie for me because I hate when I watch a fucking sports movie and there's all this build up to the actual event, and then they make it look like there's a bunch of actors out there like shooting layups and like yeah, well you go in and like just overly dramatically try and fucking block this shot, and then this guy like totally pump fakes you and then like goes up, and we know that guy actually wouldn't score on that guy. But we're gonna make it happen anyway, and like there's just not very good like actual game. The best actual gameplay I've ever seen in the movie was fucking the new Adam Sandler one, where he's like because he actually gets real dudes like that's Ant Edwards and shit like out there fucking like actually playing. They're actually playing pickup ball, and the dudes
I still haven't seen that, but I heard it's really good.
It is really good.
Go check that out. Yeah, you need to check that out. That's solid.
Okay, Stacks, I'm confused on that too. That guy actually doesn't play in the NBA. He's based on who? I can't remember the guy's name ever. He's actually based on a real guy. They're both based on real people, and the dude still plays in the NBA. And Adam Sandler's character is just the guy who like scouted him.
Yeah, like just a trained type dude. Yeah.
I don't think he plays a ton, but for being found like literally, Josie, he finds this guy like at a pickup game hustling people with Tim's on, like Timberlands on. Like he's just like killing people. And like he like follows him and like tries to translate shit to him in Spanish, and it just like goes really wrong. He's like, I love to watch you. You're beautiful, or something like that. He tries to, like, it's hilarious. But like, yeah, that guy still plays in the NBA. That's a good one though. That'd be up there probably for me. I only saw it once, but good flick. Coach Carter's awesome.
Yeah, Coach Carter's solid. Yes.
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
I got my pre-release Mad Max.
Kevin Love at UCLA.
Got my pre-release whatever that movie is, the stripper movie. I can't think of the name right now.
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike. There you go. Yeah, I got my pre-release tickets for that one.
It's already been out.
Well, I got my pre-release. In Nebraska, it ain't, buddy. Nebraska hasn't yet.
It came out at Valentine's.
We got at least 3 months. Before it goes out in Nebraska. Everything's at least 3.
Dan, don't you mean Hiawatha?
I go to Hiawatha and see the movie. I go into a different state to watch a movie at a movie theater. Because, like I said, and thank you for making me bring it up again, there's nobody here.
Well, either that or Auburn, but Hiawatha's closer.
All right.
Fucking go to Auburn, blow my brains out.
We're now
fuck
into what Dan calls the real part of the NBA season. As of now, build me the All-American or the number one all team for the season.
Are you going to pick out of everybody?
Out of anybody you want.
5 out of anybody I want. Wow.
And we have to keep them sort of in the same positions, or can I just play with fucking whoever I want? Can I just trot?
I mean,
Can
pretty much in today's game, anyway, you can play anybody in any position for the most part, but you got to keep it reasonable. You can't have Westbrook playing center.
Right.
Fair enough. So chalk. You want us to just keep it chalk?
Let's start at point guard. We'll both just go, and we just go all the way down it.
Yeah, that's a good
one. Yeah, fair enough.
Of course, I have every other position already filled in except for point guard.
And LeBron, it does not count.
I wasn't even gonna pick LeBron because
this is good stacks. Is that because
this is where he moves? No, this is where he moves into a transcendent state in which he cannot be answered for questions or anything like that because he's actually a whole different thing now, which we're fine with doing. We'll actually move him into a whole different thing naturally. So
Michael Jordan. We listed
Gretzky,
a couple the other day.
Gretzky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
so they just don't.
Brady.
Yeah. So they can't qualify. Those guys don't qualify as answers.
Okay.
Point guard this year. I'm still going Steph. Yeah, he hasn't played, but earlier he was. I mean, when he was playing, he slays, and clearly when he gets in the playoffs, slays.
Steph's doing it. What, 12, 13 years now?
Yeah,
Facts.
2009.
Facts.
And he's still one of the top in his position, like one of the top guys doing it when he can stay healthy. I will say the past few years he has had some issues.
Every time Steph Curry, yes, and you're right, like injuries are definitely the thing, but every time that dude steps onto a floor and he's 100% healthy, he teeters between being the best player in the NBA and like the third best. There's about a 3-person like switcheroo there you could probably do. But like he's always top 3. If he's 100% and in a game and he's like even halfway into it, his shooting makes him bulletproof. He's top 3.
Absolutely.
The problem is in the last 2 years he hasn't played healthy a whole lot.
Nope.
Didn't matter last year in the playoffs.
He didn't.
They show up and they're consistent, and that's what beats a lot of NBA teams, even in the playoffs now, is just like consistency, game plan, health. And that's why all these guys are sitting and they're trying to like get, because there's too many games. There's too many fucking games.
There's too many fucking games.
And they need to just like cut it way the fuck down, but they're not gonna, because where would all the money go?
With baseball. We're about to start the year-long journey that is a baseball season.
I like baseball being every day because A, it's not nearly as physically taxing. B, baseball games you don't have to like actually pay that close attention to because you can kind of just like watch, certain parts of it. There's not like little things you're going to miss, a lot of at bats. With the pitch clock, I don't know if you got how many games you guys have watched the pitch clock. It's actually kind of awesome.
It's interesting.
It definitely moves. Like you're like, okay, hit, strikeout. Like it's like hit, strikeout. It's like, and it still doesn't go too fast. But
there's movement to the game. It feels more along the lines. That's the way it should be. It feels more along the lines of the NFL and the NBA, where the game naturally has movement. Where up until last year, the pitchers and the hitters control a lot of the pace of a game.
Yeah.
So you basically just set them both like on default mode. You were like, all right, so you guys both have to go the exact same speed, and like then we'll figure out like who's who's who really, because like they're just gonna go.
And a lot of the strikes and strikeouts lately have been on hitters because they have to be in the box staring at the box at the 8-second mark.
Addressing the pitcher so that the pitcher has time to
go through the motion. Yeah.
And Scherzer is playing some games with that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he is. I mean, they're gonna figure out how to just manipulate that, just like they were manipulating the non-pitch clock.
Real quick before we get back on basketball, but Scherzer, what he'll do is he'll go up and he'll act like he's gonna pitch, and then the batter will step in and get set, and
he'll step back off.
He can't step back off, but what he'll do is he can hold his position. And it'll make the batter uncomfortable. The batter will take his one time out, step out of the box. Scherzer will then step in, set, and hold position until the batter steps back in the box, and then he immediately throws a strike.
Yeah. So he's fucking with timing.
Yeah.
Within the actual timing, like they set up timing, so he's gonna fuck with the timing within the timing because he was already doing it when they didn't have timing. Stepping in there and doing like Nasty Nestor in New York always does like the quick pitch shit where he'll do like a double backspin thing, like where he like sits in on one leg.
Nestor does some things with the pitch clock.
He's gonna mess with it for sure.
Fromber from Houston can't do the Rocket Baby anymore because of the pitch clock.
Did Westbrook kick him
out
too?
Right. that was who Westbrook kicked out of the game was.
Yeah. Was
Fromber Valdez for his rock the baby.
All right.
Wind up.
Point guard.
Yeah, point guard. Well, I mean, Kyrie Irving. Come on.
Bam.
For this year, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
look what he did for Brooklyn, dude.
We're both like,
what, in the 3 games he played?
Josie, point taken. We did kind of go like historical with ours. We were like, okay, well, we're just what they have done for this year. Point guard. Okay, so I'll do like more specific towards the question.
Yeah, we're doing this year. Yeah,
this year point guard. I have to go. I mean, if I can use Luka as a point guard, then that's who I use. But that's okay. I get Luka as my point guard. That's fucking awesome. Okay. That clears up some space down the.
There you go.
Luka has played that position before.
He is Dallas's point guard for all intents and purposes.
For all intents and purposes, yeah.
He just doesn't play it on their fucking on their sheet. That would be Dorian Finney-Smith.
All right, Stacks. Who's yours?
Oh, my point guard, Kyrie.
Still Kyrie.
Kyrie, sticking with it. Yeah, Kyrie, facts all day long.
I don't know if I agree with that this season. He hasn't played a whole lot, but
he thinks the earth is flat.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. He thinks the earth's flat. He's been balling this season.
And won't get a COVID vaccine.
Balling. I don't give a shit. I mean, you don't want to get a vaccine, go fine, but you can
Stacks,
be my point guard.
Stacks, I don't even give a shit. All right, if he hates Donald Trump, that man is balling. Okay, even if he hates him some Donald Trump, that man is balling. And I don't hold it against him. I don't hold it against him.
When did Southern Uncle get here?
That's just Nebraska. Fucking Kyrie. I'll tell you what, Kyrie. Yeah. There is Kyrie.
That's for Full City.
The guy who is balling. Okay, and he don't like Trump, and I know that, and he hates the Jews. Okay, which you know what? I can understand why. Really, I can. I can see you, Kyrie. No, I'm just kidding. It's terrible. Kyrie hates the Jews. Kyrie breathing up all the white man's air.
Next spot, Dan.
Shooting guard.
I
was gonna use Luka as this one, but I get to move it down.
You can't do it twice, man.
Dude, my lineup's gonna be ridiculously huge, just so you know. No, I'm going Anthony Edwards.
He's gonna go that Vince McMahon route, Stacks.
I'm going Ant Edwards as my 2. Saw him play last night. Oh man, that guy's attacking the rim, dude, and he is a fucking freak. He's the only guy that is with Ja on like a leaping explosiveness type, driving the ball type standard.
Fucking bouncy as shit. Jump out of the fucking gym, hit the fucking ceiling.
He looks like a much shorter, much less strong LeBron.
I can't disagree.
Compliment regardless.
Shooting guard, man. It's Donovan Mitchell all day long. Donovan Mitchell.
Wow, I can't believe I missed that one.
Donovan Mitchell.
That should have been my answer. That should have been my answer, Jesse.
All right,
all day long.
Small forward.
Sorry.
Kevin Porter Jr. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, did you actually see that the Rockets actually won 2 in a row this weekend? Holy shit!
Jalen Green put some fucking stank on somebody who tried to make a business decision.
Yeah, he did.
Jalen Green can close his eyes in midair and still open them back up and be like, oh, the rim still. That's what he does all the time. Yeah, he closes his eyes a lot when he jumps. That's not a good thing. Just like close your eyes and hope it goes in.
As Pac-Man said on Pat McAfee today, don't make bad business decisions.
That's a business decision. Get in front of that guy for real. Jason Tatum.
He was talking.
Come on, Dan. God damn it.
That's a good one. Pac-Man was talking about how he wouldn't go in for a tackle on a running back and shit like that because like that's a bad business decision.
I know exactly what he's talking about. I was a DB, bro. You make business decisions every play. And the business decisions are if anybody catches the ball that's way, way bigger than you, maybe just try and get him out of bounds. That's the business decision because I cover guys. I'm not trying to back there like just getting rolled. I'm not supposed to be tackling these guys.
He was also talking about he says it's frowned upon at the corner position, but he wishes he'd have done it and switched over to safety the last couple of years. He feels like he could have played 20 years had he switched over to safety.
He could have. Yeah, he was just,
he actually just recently, he said on the show that he just recently talked to Jalen Ramsey, and Jalen is thinking about switching over to safety.
He should. That's a natural transition that would be perfect. Play him at free safety, rangy, plays tight ends who have become this weird, cornerstone spot, where if you have a fucking crazy good tight end, then it's like what a LaDainian Tomlinson used to be, where you had that cornerstone running back that you could throw the ball to and you can hand the ball to 25 times a game. That's the new tight end thing, with Kelsey and all those guys. It's they're if you have one of those, you're kind of changes your offense because there's so many good wide receivers.
But Dan, as a former DB, is that true in the cornerback position? A lot of the times, if you look at moving over, or if a coach comes to you about moving over, you're kind of wait, I can still go. I can still do this. I don't need to go to the slower position. He says that there's a lot of you at the position like that, but now he thinks about it more in longevity and what he could have done. I mean, he played 14 years at the cornerback spot. That's a long career at the cornerback spot.
So I stepped out day one onto a college football field and took my first route against a college, very, very not professional, but very professional about their job type receiver. And I was like, I need to go to safety. This is not the spot for me. I am clearly not fast enough.
This ain't Auburn.
You also got to remember, Pac-Man ran a 4.2.
We ain't playing Troy Williams out there. Okay. The other team doesn't have one black guy now that we have to double team. That was the Nebraska football thing every time. I was yes, throw two guys at the black guy. Somebody shuck him and then we get him off the line. Ridiculous because some of those guys weren't even that good. But mad respect, most of them were. I ran my first route and I was I need to switch to safety. I don't know why I was a corner in the first place. I don't know why. I played corner as a stopgap. Stacks, you've seen fucking high school Nebraska football games. How many times? Okay, so now they do. But 15 years ago when I was in high school, we ain't throwing the ball, bro. We throw the ball 4 or 5 times a game off play action.
Well, shit, damn. When I was in high school, we didn't even throw the ball.
They do a little bit now. It's more they spread it out.
A little bit.
They don't want these kids to die.
But when I was in there, we did not, though.
No, just nobody's skilled enough to do it. Everybody's running back.
Yeah,
everybody's a running back until you get too fat, and then you're lineman.
Once, twice a game tops.
Yeah, I think it was. I had 4 to 5. We had 4 to 5 scheduled.
That is literally insane to me growing up here in Texas.
That you guys didn't throw the ball because you guys run offenses from the time that you're in Little Pop Warner.
Oh, Pop Warner, they're throwing and tackling at 6, 7, 8 years old. My buddy Josh Riggs lives in Dallas, and his son has been in some sort of football system since he was very, very young. And they actually run it all the way until they get to high school. So by the time they're in high school, these dudes have ran the same system for 10 plus years. They're acclimated to this whole thing. They set it up throughout the whole upbringing. Yes.
They set the whole thing up.
When they go in to their freshman year, they've got a shot at making varsity that first year.
They just know the offense. They know the offense. because they've been running it since they were in Pop Warner. Like they learned football on that offense. Like they learned how to play football.
Yep.
Yeah, and most of it's like read option, shotgun read option stuff. Yeah, it is. You know what you have to have a college level Pop Warner system, Josie? People. You have to have people that live in your state that are willing to have children to play Pop Warner.
Why do you stay in Nebraska, Dan?
And
you seem like you despise
because
it.
Somebody gave me a gigantic house here, and I don't know where else to go. They're like, oh, here's a gigantic house, and take it. I'm like, I don't want it. Can I move it? No, they're like, oh, it's too big. I'm like, fuck. Stay in here then.
All right. Power forward.
Small forward.
We did small forward. We did small forward.
No, we didn't.
Oh,
you didn't do yours.
Oh,
I did Tatum.
Tatum. Oh, okay, yeah. Jaylen Brown. Give me Jaylen Brown.
Wow, the teammate on the other side, who would be considered a little bit more a shooting guard, but we won't.
Yeah, but okay. You got Luka as your point guard, so.
Yeah. I definitely know who my last two guys are, but you go first on the power forward. You actually get the better one out of the two, I think.
Yeah. Power forward. Power forward these days, Dan. Why don't you go first? I'm gonna let you go first.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. 100% is my power forward. The best player in the NBA.
Facts. Facts.
The best consistent player in the NBA. Not gonna fucking drag you to a title every year. Let's just rephrase that when I'm saying he's the best player. He's a different kind of best player than Kobe was. Way different.
Absolutely.
He does things in completely different ways. Basically just dominates with just sheer like Godzilla force. He walks into the old room and everybody notices Godzilla.
Everybody knows who the fuck it is.
Yeah, so Giannis is definitely my power forward for sure.
Okay. Yeah. You're gonna go that route and
Jokic.
Mad respect to you on that one. I'm gonna go a little bit of a different route today.
Okay.
Give me Evan Mobley.
Wow. Okay, I like that.
Evan Mobley.
I like that.
Give me Evan Mobley.
All right,
guys. I'll be right back before the center. You guys know who my center is.
Yeah.
He had to go take a piss.
Well, he's probably gonna go Jokic, so I'll give it to him. I'm gonna go Joel Embiid, my center.
Nice one.
Joel Embiid.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
We talk all kinds of sports on this show, and it doesn't really fucking matter. So
yeah, we do, because we're an hour and 32 in, and we're talking everything. What's up?
Hobbs won tonight.
No.
Yep.
No.
With QT Marshall getting involved.
Well, Josie, I'm still pissed off because MJF won.
I kind of figured that was going to happen.
I figured it too, but it was just kind of a letdown because I wanted to see that title run end. I don't know what AEW is doing anymore, Josie.
I don't know. Tonight, I felt like set up some potential. I think the FTR and the Guns are going to have a good little feud. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that'll be solid. I'm not mad about that.
It looks like they're trying to put some highlight on the trios division because you got a triple threat match next week. The Elite.
Well, they need it because they haven't done shit since they put it out there.
The Elite versus JAS versus House of Black.
House of Black. Yeah.
So who'd you go with?
Joel Embiid.
I'm gonna just because I feel like we can't take the same guy. Mine was definitely Embiid. Man. I'm just out here dominating. And I'm just gonna do whatever I do, and I'm gonna dominate. That's what I do, and it's no disrespect to any of these guys over here. It's no disrespect, but I just feel like I can be out, and I'm the best player on the floor every night. Best player on the floor every night. That's my Joel Embiid impression. No, it's supposed to be an African. But his is kind of like it's got a little tinge of African left, but it's kind of like he's getting more American every year. He gets more American with it.
New York,
like,
yeah,
he just does the. He just.
But I got the cheeseburgers.
I'm just I'm just the best player on the floor every night, and yeah.
He thought yours was gonna be Jokic.
Mine's gonna be Jokic now because
yeah, right.
Took Embiid.
Facts.
Stacks, I don't know how you can stand out here and you can tell me that I'm not the best player on the floor every night, and I'm just gonna dominate. I'm just gonna dominate. He's a really smart dude, good tweeter. Does a lot of good tweeting.
Yeah, he
honorable mention.
He might be kind of a dick, but
he is a dick, 100%.
Douche, absolute douche.
So now I got the eyebrow thing in common with Jaw, and me and Joel Embiid are both dicks. So that's.
That reminds me, John Morant. What's y'all's opinion?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody saw it. We didn't quite get to it, but did anybody actually see what happened? So they didn't charge him with anything because they weren't able to determine that probable cause existed for filing any charges.
Yeah,
100%. Okay, I get that. But to reiterate what Shaq says, dude, you got to stop being where there is gunfire. And, like, you are not a gangster.
Well, first of all, you're not 12 years old, so quit going to your Instagram, showing off the fact that you have a gun, first of all.
You're not a gangster.
No, you're not, Ja. You're not.
Second of all, his daddy needs to slap him upside the head and tell him to stop being
to be honest, Josie, I think his dad's kind of in it now.
I agree with you.
It's not. I mean, I'm not saying he's in it because I'm not out here trying to be Skip Bayless saying he's a Crip because that was just a stupid ass comment. And
what do you know? Skip Bayless made a stupid ass comment.
Skip Bayless with the ultimate white comment there. Oh, I think he's a Crip.
Skip Bayless made a calculated career move by saying he's a Crip. Yeah, Skip Bayless thought about that all night long, bro.
That's street cred. Yeah.
Skip Bayless has this
with the Dementors.
He has these advantages on us. Number one, he is an alien person. Number two, he is thinking about that shit that he is gonna say all fucking day when he gets off of there. There's nothing else that he's doing besides thinking about that.
Ernestine's got to hear it. Ernestine's got to hear it.
And then he's got that little Wayne rub.
Yeah, he does.
Skip Bayless, weirdest hybrid old white guy of all time.
Ever.
Like,
and his chain. His chain and
his Jordans. He wears like classic. He wears the Jordan 1s all the time and shit. Like he's got a great shoe game.
Yeah. Shoe game is fire. And then also, it came out later today that Morant will remain away from the Grizzlies for at least the next 4 games. The team announced, as I said, later today. And the head coach Taylor Jenkins deemed his time away as a healing process, quote unquote.
Wow, Taylor Jenkins really stuck his fucking healing foot in his mouth on that one, didn't
he? Yeah, he did.
Like, it's healing time.
John really needs a wake up. He's gonna end up like Aaron Hernandez.
Whoa, that's steep. That's really
jumping
steep there, Josie. Josie, we're going from showing a gun on IG Live to capital murder.
I feel like we need Morant evidence. We need Morant evidence.
I'm just saying, if you look at the things Aaron did prior. Now, mind you, different time. There wasn't IG Live. There wasn't.
He prefers Aaron.
Aaron.
He's dead now, so he doesn't prefer anything.
If you look at the smaller things Aaron was getting in trouble with, it's a similar thing. That's my point, is that he's headed down that road. He may not be like murdering people, but he could end up with a drug charge or a gun charge.
An accessory to a felony for sure.
Accessory to a felony.
Brandon Miller.
I can see Jaw like needing for some reason to be the guy who pulls the trigger. on something. Like that is what this is shaping up. That's the scariest part of this to me is like, I understand all of like the he is trying to figure out who he is as a person, which is about what you do at that age. Okay.
I get that.
And yes. And in his particular situation, Jesse, like we had tough times at that time trying to figure out who we were, correct? He is having a fucking tough time on top of $210 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Dan, at the same time though, he's not 19 either.
I'm
not saying at 24, 25 you have to have your life figured out. I'm just saying, because obviously you don't, but I'm just saying like it's not like the dude just popped out of high school like a year ago.
But if you think about his personal life though, Stacks, he might have just popped out of high school, man. Like he might, like his personal life has always just been, it's been Jaw playing for what is it, the fuck of Tennessee, whatever the fuck. Like for 4 years, like that being like, oh yeah, he's going to the NBA. And like, maybe this is the time where he just sits back and goes, oh shit, I have all this money now. Like I don't have to play basketball to get somewhere. Like I'm already kind of to the point that everybody was talking about I was supposed to be when I was 16, you know? So like, did he disregard a lot of what he was supposed to be doing when he was 15 to 18 years old to 19, 20 years old and concentrated on basketball? And now that he's got the money and he kind of sit back and go, oh, okay, well now I can do shit that I did in high school. Like I can go to college actually and not just be a professional basketball player while I'm in college and shit. Right. I mean, LeBron basically said as much when he went to Miami. He said that Miami was like college for me. Like, and he was like in his late 20s.
That's fair. But at the same time, Ja and LeBron's trajectory was a little bit different. Ja wasn't so heavily coveted out of high school. Right. So it wasn't the same type of, type of journey for him where, not to say he walked on at Murray State, but, he literally had like 1, 2, college offers, and then he went to Murray State, and then now all this. But I do understand your point, though. I mean, at some point, it's like, oh shit, I have all this money. Now I have to figure out what I have to do with it. But I'm just saying, at the same time, I get it. Not everybody's gonna be LeBron. Not everyone's gonna be, Jason Tatum or anything like that. But it's insane.
Breaking news: Sean Kemp arrested for alleged drive-by shooting.
Whoa.
I would love to be surprised by that, but it doesn't even strike me as like I'm like, yeah. If you're like, hey, an ex-NBA player has been charged with an attempted drive-by shooting, and you gave me 3 options, I'd probably hit Kemp in somewhere in the middle of 3 of those. I go, you know what? Sean Kemp seems like he might shoot at somebody.
You know what I'm saying?
Sean Kemp was living there. That's why they were like drive by.
Oh,
like it was the opposite direction.
I just saw your new hashtag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Are they winning, Dan? What's the deal? What do we got over there?
They lost 78-75. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. Well, I guess
Tomi Naga had 23 off the bench. Our 5'10" Chinese guy.
It's a wrap, dude. He's going in the second round. It's a wrap.
He's the next young man.
I'm about to jump out of here, but I do got to say it one more time. My Rockets actually won 2 games in a row. What the fuck?
I had one thing to say too about the John Morant thing to you, and that is this.
Oh. What's that?
With great eyebrow shaving comes great responsibility. And I'll just flash mine there a little bit, right there in the middle. When you have eyebrow shavings like this, it's a lot to shoulder. Jaw, I feel you. Luckily I've been past that time in my life, and I've shouldered everything I need to shoulder. Because I kept it strong. I kept the eyebrow shaving strong, and they kept me strong. So Jaw, you got 4 of them. You should be able to get through this.
Yeah, but Dan, at least you didn't have to go to your barber to get yours.
No, yeah, mine bled off my face. It was, it literally was a chunk of my skin.
I was gonna say it was a drunken
busted out by an ex-girlfriend.
Jaws was just
Apparently, I'm not the greatest of drunk arguers.
Dan, apparently I think I know what I'm gonna be for Halloween next year when we do our Halloween episode. I'm just gonna shave my eyebrow a little bit, and we'll be
just
call me
one.
John Moran.
Just be Dan. You're like, I'm just Dan. You just have one shaved head.
I'm just Dan.
I can see it. I can see it.
No guns on programming.
No, not at all. Not at all. I wouldn't do that. I was just talking about my eyebrow.
Shit, I've sent Stacks like 2 guns since we've been friends. He probably still has them.
Don't pull a jaw.
He keeps them in the kitchen in the utility room.
I'm not dumb enough to go on IG Live with him.
Out here, my Glock 19, man.
All right, boys. Y'all have a great night.
You too. Have a good
Click,
one.
clack, Josie. Click, clack. Click, clack, motherfucker.
Click.
I'll fucking do it.
Click, clack. Dan, I don't know. I saw this today, and it kind of made me sad. Apparently, I kind of knew it. Greg Oden came out today, or at least sometime this week, and just kind of described his mental state after the fallout with Portland. When he just for all intents and purposes, he flamed out, but it really wasn't all his fault. He had injuries, all that stuff.
Right.
Greg Oden says, I used to stay in the house for 2 weeks straight and felt too ashamed to go outside after leaving Portland. I just secluded myself from everybody. I felt like a loser. I felt like a failure. I felt like I let a lot of people down. But letting Portland down, letting the entire staff down, organization. I felt like I let my family down and everybody who coached me and believed in me. Said Greg Oden.
Jeez, that's so sad. Like, that's so sad. For real.
So
like,
sad. So sad.
Feels really badly about it. You could tell that he felt really bad about it, like when it was happening.
Yeah,
unfortunately, like he wasn't trying to.
And not only that, like that was kind of around somewhat at the same time that where the big was prevalent, right? And you're gonna draft the big before you draft the guard, obviously, because that was the same draft as Kevin Durant.
Right.
Him and Kevin Durant got drafted same year, and so everybody was like 1,000%. It's Greg Oden, like. Don't even question it. Like, he's the big. Like, he got Dwight Howard playing the way he was playing. And so everybody thought, like, oh, yeah, that's the greatest. It's going to be the thing. And then, we obviously know how that ended. So it's just one of those things. And then he ended up on the staff as, like, a graduate assistant for Ohio State there for a little bit, just trying to come out of it. But, yeah, no, that's I don't know. So sometimes, like you talk about on Thursdays, 9 Central, 10 Eastern time.
Dun.
Just the mental status. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, holy shit. Like I can't imagine. I know we talk about jaw and not having it figured out, but I can't imagine getting that low at a point in my life where like I literally was supposed to be that guy. Like everybody expected me to be this guy. And I just, and I feel like complete shit. So
we almost like expect Greg Oden to feel like that, right? Because he didn't come in, he wasn't the guy, but like we're trying to show sympathy for John Morant, who seemingly has the world at his fingertips at this point, who hasn't failed at all in his run in the NBA.
Far from it.
Right. Who is like on this upward soar
literally the best basketball situation you could ask to be in. Like small market or not, that's a hell of a team he's got behind him. Facts.
Absolutely. That's Giannis. That's like this couple of years version of like a Giannis and Milwaukee, where it's like that city's gonna build around you. That's gonna be your team. Like that's gonna be your thing. You don't have to worry about anything ever again. We're going to you just play basketball. We're going to make you, we're going to make you one of the richest men alive. And we're going to make you one of the most prolific men alive. So,
and it sounds like they're willing to do a little bit more than what Oklahoma City did for Kevin Durant during his time there. So, with that being said, I mean,
people are so mad.
Like they're all in. Yeah.
People are so mad at John Morant because they think
they would kill to be in his shoes.
Yes, and they think that just because he has all these things at his fingertips, that it's just so easy to just go out there and go, oh well, yeah, I definitely want that because that's right at my fingertips, right? Like that's all of you people are saying that that's there for me to grab, and in all reality, it has to be about what I actually want to grab and what I want to do. Because fuck all you guys for telling me my whole life that I had to do this one thing. Guess what? I did this one thing. I think that's where Jaw's at now. Jaw's at a point where he literally went, from the time I was 14 years old, you guys told me like, hey man, I'm playing the NBA, you're playing the NBA, you're playing the NBA. I worked my ass off. Yes. For 10 years straight worked my ass off. Basketball was the only thing I thought about. And now I'm here and I'm successful at it. And you're still trying to tell me what the fuck to do? Like, no, motherfucker. This was the precipice. This is where we separated Daddy T or whoever the fuck is telling him this shit, or whoever is just in his ear about this stuff. Like, no, motherfucker. Like, this is where my obligation to you is over. Did you help me to get here? Yes, and I will forever be in your debt for that. You didn't, but you also didn't do it. I did. You knew where I could go, and you told me where I could go, and you helped me get there. But you didn't do it. And if I want to do something else, if I don't want to fucking just play basketball, how about if I just don't want to play basketball for the entirety of my adult life, every day, and like be in some way in debt to all these people around me because they think I'm supposed to be making millions of dollars doing it.
Their meal ticket. I'm supposed to be,
Yeah, I can I can see how you could almost get resentful towards those people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, don't fucking, you've been telling me what to do for so fucking long, and now I'm here. You get all this money. I see the paychecks I give you. I see what I pay you. And why don't you just shut the fuck up and let me be John Morant for a little bit? How about that? Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying Jaw's doing it correctly. Clearly not. Clearly the guy's not doing it correctly. But that's even, that even feels judgmental coming out of my mouth to say that he's not doing it correctly, because I don't know what John Morant's life is like. I can't imagine what that dude's life is like. I really can't. As he could not imagine what a white guy from Nebraska's life is like. But like, he's got a little bit, he's got a few more people directly depending on him than this guy does, So most people, like most people, he's got a lot of people depending on him, and they all just think that he's this thing now. Like, he is John Morant, plays in the NBA. He's John Morant, Memphis guard now. Yep. There is no John Morant before that. There's no John Morant before that now. It's just John Morant, NBA guard, could have been the greatest of all time point guard. Has the potential to be one of the greatest point guards of all time. That's all he's going to be now, and he feels shorted by his outcome being determined through other people's interests.
Yeah.
Other people's interests.
Well said, Dan. It's just, it's just one of those things that, I mean, obviously, I'm a proponent of him. I want to see him succeed. I just hope he, I hope he can find himself back on the proper track, and, not squander, what potentially, or, pretty much is written in the stars, of a very lucrative life, to say the least.
Smart or not, Stacks, he goes and at least thinks about this, and that's basically what we're going for, is him to stop and go, oh shit, maybe I should not be doing this stuff. Like, that's basically all we need him to do, and he's good. PBR, shout out. Your beer's delicious.
Yeah, beer's delicious, quenches our thirst. Hey, absolutely.
Go ahead, Stacks, you're still on.
Oh yeah. Outside
I'm just playing the outro.
Outro, yeah. Outside of that, have a good evening. Kevin Durant twisted his ankle in warm-ups tonight. Floor was slick, so he didn't play tonight. So hopefully his ankle gets better. God damn.
What's that?